how do you know when you're done editing? There's a part of it where, number one, if you have a client, your client needs to be satisfied. If they're not happy, you need to talk to them. But I still limit the number of revisions they can give. Part of it's just personal. You just like, does it feel good to you? And even 2 years later, you'll come back and look at it and you're like, what was I thinking? But right now, you do best you can with what you know and say, yeah, this looks good to me. And really that's all we're looking for here is for you to do your best, and then we come in and add some critique. But I really do want to be helpful with that. That's part of the reason why we've built in review processes. That's why we built in these Q&As so that you can upload the stuff. That's why we have you using Whipster to upload your projects at the end, because then we can comment and we can point some things out to you and say, maybe you would consider making this tweak and that tweak, and other than that, I think you're good to go. So we can try to help you through that process and understand those things. So when you upload your main project, we'll kind of help give some tips and help you answer that more for your specific project. But it's hard to know, especially with promo and documentary stuff. You can rearrange it endlessly. And most of the time, you run out of time or money. Either they don't have any more money for you, or you've got a deadline, you got to get it done, and it's just done. So, Andrew, what's your take on those?
Yeah, no. So as far as like the editing, I think a lot of times you'll get to a point where you feel like this is, it's just not going to be worth keep going on this. Like, I think to you, it looks good. And then, send it to some people and see and make sure they think it looks good or whatever. But it kind of gets like, eventually there's what do they call it? Like the law of diminishing returns. Like you could spend, it's kind of like you can get, 80 to 90% of it done in, this amount of time. And then you could spend that amount of time just getting that end 10%. So sometimes it is, a lot of times, I guess I would say you want to try to get that rest of that 10% if you can. But sometimes when you're on a deadline, you have to do what you can with the time that you have, and it's just not worth spending that time to do the rest. So don't take that and like just say, oh, well then, just like whatever, just do the rough edit. So, but obviously there gets to be a point where it's like, it's just not worth taking it or spending more time on it at that point, which deadlines help, for that. And you can kind of feel when it's done usually, and you'll learn, as you learn more, you'll be able to tell more, I guess.